Hey guys, Trisha here with PrettyLosers.com, and tonight we have a special show as always. Lena Kachina is back,
Hello.
and our Christina is here. Hello, Christina.
Hello.
Our special guest tonight is Cerise, and we're celebrating her surgiversary.
Hi.
She's taking us places we've never been before tonight.
We're having a road trip with her.
Nirvana will pop in whenever she can. She's caught up at the moment. So I guess we'll go ahead and catch up really quickly, and then we'll jump into tonight's show. Lena, do you want to? I know you had some stuff going on this week. Do you want to catch us up? What's going on with you?
It's a down stuff. So I don't know if you guys want to hear it. It's been a rough couple of weeks for me. Um, I had three deaths in the same week. One being my husband's mother, him not being able to go attend the funeral, having to go to a funeral here was, very hard for him. Like I said, he wasn't able to attend his mother's in Mexico, so being at somebody else's was very, very heartbreaking for him. It's just been really hard, and then I've been going through a lot of emotional things with my surgery and feeling upset about my surgery, feeling like a failure, feeling like I should have been so much farther, being pissed about not having the full feeling or restriction. And I've been feeling this since day one, but I guess it really took a toll. It's like, how much can you take of it before you really get upset about it? So I've been pretty upset about it, just been keeping to myself, haven't been on Facebook for about a week or anything, because the way I'm feeling, it's like the last thing I want to hear is how much weight people have lost and how good they're doing, which I'm very proud of them and happy for them. But at this moment, it'll just make me feel a tad worse and a little more pissed that I already am. So been staying away from that. That's what's been going on. Like I said, it's just no good news, just bad news, and just the so nothing exciting to tell you guys.
Well, I think you need to remember, Lena. I mean, I know it's hard to kind of see where I don't understand like what you're completely going through, but you have to think about where you were versus where you are today. And I understand you saying that, you're pissed, you don't get that full feeling, but like for me looking at you, you're doing amazing. And I know you're working your ass off, and I think you're doing great. And I just
Yeah, but that's the thing. No matter how many people tell you how good you're doing, if you've been stuck for over 4 months at the same place and you feel like you're not gonna go anywhere, and then I had my first weight gain, which I mean my first weight gain. I had another weight gain months ago, and it was like a point 0.5 ounce weight gain, so it's like whatever. I gained 5 to 6 pounds last week or something like that with all of this emotions or whatever. So, it's a scary thing. It's a very scary thing. And no matter how much people tell me and no matter how many pictures I look at, it's like, yes, I've gone, far, but it's like 100 pounds or whatever it is, 120 pounds or whatever. And somebody as big as me is nothing. When you see people post that they go to their 6 week follow up and they've lost like 40 pounds or whatever, And it's not that I'm comparing myself, but like I said, for somebody my weight, I should have been way further back. And it's just a lot of mixed emotions. And, when you have these feelings for so long just hidden inside, and you talk about it much, or I do but I don't kind of thing, and it's just too much for me. After over a year, it was just way too much for me, and then just feel really lonely. I feel like not people could understand me, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So it's very, very upsetting. Like very upsetting. It's been a rough week for me. A very rough week.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, Nirvana, I see your beautiful face. You popped in. You look gorgeous tonight.
Hi. Sorry I was late. Matthew come home. Matthew now comes home from lunch at like our normal time, and so he's loud and stomping around. So I try to usher him out right before it starts, or he's like, making a bunch of noise. So I'm like, get out of here, bum. So sorry I'm late. I'm like, get out. Now it's time for my show. Get out. Lena, I think out of most people, I unfortunately know exactly how you feel, but it does suck, and having to struggle to lose weight after a year is what the hardest part of my journey has been. Is that after that initial big push of weight, like being stuck for I stopped losing weight August, which was my surgiversary. That was my 1 year surgiversary. And I stopped at around 336. As you go back in your pictures and you look at stuff, I stopped at like 336. And then it wasn't until now where I actually got under and have stayed under. But even with my new surgery, I am absolutely terrified that the number's not going to go down. It's going to come back up. And then it's going to go back down another 5 pounds, and it's going to come back up. And then it's going to go down another 5 pounds, and then it's going to be 10 pounds up. Like, I've been struggling with that since, well, I'm 19 months out for RNY now. So, no, I'm 20. I think I'm 20 months out RNY now. And for 8 of those months, I have been absolutely terrified. And even with my second surgery, I am still absolutely dreading getting on the scale every single solitary time that I do. I dread it. I dread the hell out of it.
I think that's something that you're going to struggle with for the rest of your life, sadly. I mean, you're never going to get it out of your head that you were that person that you used to be. And, even when you lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds, and I mean, in your guys' cases, Cerise, how much have you lost?
I've lost, as of today, 154 pounds.
So see, I mean, you're always going to have that in your head. You're always going to see the fat person or, the bigger person, if you don't like the word fat. But, you're always going to see that person that you were.
Yep.
Always. And, even my mom, she lost a lot of weight when I was really young. She was doing it the naughty way, but she still did it. And no matter how much weight she lost, she always saw that bigger person in the mirror. She just couldn't shake it. So she would binge eat, and then, sorry, Mom, telling her story, but, she'd binge eat and vomit, and then, keep going. And I'm like, Mom, you're skinny. You need to chill out, And then she started gaining the weight back and stopped taking all those medicine she was taking. But that's her beeping in on me. I got my story. But I think it's normal, guys. I really do. So
Yeah, well, I understand all that, but my whole anger is, like I said, mine has been since day one about not feeling restriction and not feeling full. So I guess it came to the point that I couldn't take it anymore, holding those feelings in and everything, that it's really, really getting to me, and I've been around the same weight since, 8 months out. So it's been really hard, and I feel really lonely when it comes to this issue.
Well, I bet there's a lot of people out there that can totally relate to you.
Yeah.
But before we move on, I just want everybody to kind of keep Mama Rose and her blue eyes in your thoughts and prayers. He's not feeling well, so lots of prayers to them. She's so supportive in our community, so let's make sure and show her some love. And also, Alicia has surgery on Thursday. I can't believe it's already here.
I thought it's tomorrow.
No,
It's
Thursday.
the
So,
20.
you guys stop by her page today, tomorrow, send her some love. Nirvana will be updating us on her status. Alicia's husband will be messaging Nirvana, and then Nirvana will let everybody know. Just remember that she's going to have to heal, and we need to give her a little space. As much as we love her and we love to bug the shit out of her, pray for her and send her some well wishes. And if you want to be negative, then go fuck yourself. But
Yeah, save that for something else.
yeah, there's just no room for that. If you're gonna be ugly, we're just not having it.
Nope.
So, Christina, do you want to talk about anything really quickly?
I'm listening. Well, you know what? I just want to say that I know, like what Lena's saying, and everyone has, there are times where they think that they haven't done good enough or anything. But I think everybody's doing just, an awesome job in their weight loss. I know it's kind of hard to say because I'm not there yet, but I think everybody's done an amazing job on y'all's weight loss, and I congratulate y'all on that.
Thank you.
Even though y'all
I'm
feel,
hugging you. I'm
Lena
hugging
feels.
you.
So I just wanted to see that.
You're so awesome. Okay, well, let's get down to the nitty gritty and talk to our special guest here. I am very curious to know your story. I talked to Nirvana today, and she's like, "You're just gonna have to wait and see." So, why don't you tell us about yourself and your story? And I've heard all kinds of great things, and I'm ready to experience.
Okay. So I had surgery May 28th of last year. I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery. I had it done in Lima, Peru, because my husband is from there, and we happened to be going down for vacation anyway. And since my insurance didn't cover any kind of weight loss surgery, we decided if we were going to pay out of pocket, we would pay less than we would in the States. So I did a lot of research and found a really great doctor down there who did the surgery. And we did it as soon as we got there, and we were going to be there for 2.5 months. So I think we arrived on the 20th, and I had surgery on the 28th. So I had all my testing and stuff done in those first 8 days. And then I had the surgery, and then we had family and stuff helping us with the kids. I have 3 kids. I have twins who at the time were almost 2. And then I have a 7.5-year-old daughter, so she was 6.5 at the time of surgery. And yeah, my highest weight was 293 pounds. And on the day of surgery, I had lost 28 pounds, so I was 265 pounds on the day of surgery. And today I was 138 and a half, so almost 139. So I've lost about 154 pounds, and that weight that I am today is a 3-pound gain, because I did get a little too low, and I've been working on gaining weight, which I know I feel really kind of bad saying that after the conversation we just had, but it's not really something I ever expected to experience, trying to not lose any more weight or trying to gain weight specifically. But that's kind of where I found myself, and that's where I'm at in my journey right now. So,
How tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
Wow, so you're tiny.
Right now, yeah. And the thing is too, and something I was realizing today is that I really don't like my body right now, and I don't like how thin I am, and I don't like the size clothes I wear, and I really am not extremely happy with where I've gotten to. I would like to have some curves again, and and I'm finding it hard to do that. So I don't know.
How much weight would you want to gain to be comfortable and happy at your weight and your size?
I was really happy at 150, 155. I was really comfortable there. And that's when, I mean, I hit my goal weight was 150. I hit that goal weight, and then the next day my gallbladder failed. And I ended up in the ER, and that was literally the day after I hit goal. So and I think part of the reason that
Happy surgiversary.
I know, like, congratulations for getting to goal. We're just gonna
Yeah, Rach is gonna punch you in the gut.
Exactly. So yeah, so I think part of that weight loss after that has been because of the gallbladder surgery and having to change the way I ate a little bit after that. And so yeah, so I'd like to get back up to there. And then there's, you know, the psychological part. If I see a gain on the scale, I still freak out. So
Yeah.
because there's that psychological, oh gosh, you know, I gained 2 pounds. Does that mean I'm going to gain 150 pounds? The whole process is kind of crazy.
Sort of scary, kind of like, you know, you've gotten to your goal, yeah, then you're wanting to gain weight, but then I'll be like, but I would have gained so much, just like you said.
No,
yeah,
it's true. There's that kind of constant feeling. And, you know, I noticed today I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way my face looks. And I thought, when am I really going to be happy? I mean, you know, my whole life I thought, oh, and my whole world would be better if I was skinny. But then I got skinnier, and, you know, not everything got better. So there's a whole lot.
My curve's back.
There's a whole lot of this process that's really kind of a mind game that you kind of have to go, okay, well, what do you really want?
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, you know, loving yourself no matter what you look like is, I think, probably the biggest life lesson that I'm learning on this journey, is that, you know, being skinny or being heavier, really what matters is how I see myself. You know, obviously I want to be healthy, but really when I look in the mirror, being able to love myself is the goal. And I haven't gotten there yet. So I still have a lot of work to do.
I think that's the hardest part about everybody's journey, and I think any of us were worried about that part getting into this, but the whole emotion and how you see yourself and all that, it's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a life journey. I mean, that's you know, that's not just with weight loss. It's, you know, everything, you know, every aspect. It's a struggle, you know. The struggle is real, guys. So, Nirvana, do you have any questions or?
Yeah, actually, so, like, having your surgery done in Peru, you know, I think a lot of people, you know, they always ask about Mexico. And then you said you did a lot of research. Did you actually look into Mexico to see if it would be cheaper in Mexico versus Peru?
I did, and it was cheaper in Mexico.
So it was just a matter that you were actually going there and you trusted that doctor versus going to Mexico?
Right, and my in-laws, I knew that my in-laws were going to be there. We were staying with my in-laws for the summer, so knowing that they were going to be there, I knew that they could help with the kids, they could help, you know, taking care of, I mean, my mother-in-law would cook. I would have the ability not to have to do housework or cooking or, you know, all that stuff, and I knew that that would help in the long run, because I sort of had the option to do the surgery a couple of months before, if I wanted to go to Mexico. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought it would be better to recover and really get started eating healthy and, you know, doing everything I had to do while I was with family, being sort of taken care of, if that made sense. So I decided to do it in Peru, which my surgery cost about $8,000. So it was almost twice the price of what it cost in Mexico for most people.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not something that I think people will go, oh, maybe Peru's an option and I could fly to Peru and have my surgery done there. It just seemed to work out for me because of the situation.
Yeah.
So, you're married, but and your husband is from Peru, you said?
Yeah.
So how did you guys meet? Uh-oh.
Fill it. Dirt.
Spill the beans. Here
We,
goes,
we
guys.
met on Craigslist.
What?
Was
See, there's
he the one
blood
that was
everywhere.
selling? Was he the one that was selling something like that?
He didn't speak a whole lot of English when I first met him, and he had put an ad out because he was really shy and he didn't know how to meet people. So he put a personals ad on Craigslist, and I was renting a room from a friend of mine, a roommate, and she said, "Oh, you can go to Craigslist and find a ceiling fan." So then I went to look at ceiling fans, and she goes, "Oh, look, you've been single for too long. Click on these personals ads." And I was like, "That's ridiculous. I'm not going to find a guy on Craigslist. Like, how desperate do you think I am?"
Oh
And
my God.
and she said, "You need to just give it a try. I mean, put yourself out there." So I very, sarcastically said, "Okay, I'll show you how many guys are looking for a girl like me." And in the search for men seeking women or whatever, I put BBW. And I said, there were like 9 ads, I think, that came up, and 8 of them said no BBWs. And one said, "I'm looking for my BBW princess."
Aww.
And so it just, he was really sweet, and he was very shy, and he just didn't know how to meet people because he didn't, he spoke English, but he was kind of a hermit. He stayed to himself in his room, and he didn't know of any other way to really find someone at that point, and he was looking for someone very specific. So he had, ads out on Match.com and stuff too, and I just happened to stumble into his ad, and it was kind of fate.
Wow.
God has plans.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, and he misses my curves.
Aw.
He's like, "You're not my BBW princess anymore." I know, I'm sorry.
Aw. Well,
So,
so you guys were in the States, or were you?
yeah, we were in the States. He
Okay.
he was living in Arizona. So I met him here, and this is where I, was living at the time too. So that's how we found each other. It was through Craigslist, and
Aw.
yeah, and then we had 4 kids, and we just celebrated our 9th anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely. So, I think Elizabeth, finding Elizabeth, I think
Yeah, that's what I was already gonna say.
yeah, she has an ad on Craigslist, or she hunts for Hermans on Craigslist too. So maybe you can
Yep.
give her some pointers for some
But I
hunting.
think I saw a post recently about how she said that those people are crazy, and she's taking it down.
Yeah, she has the best stories about that. So, okay, so it is. I think it was like your birthday, your anniversary, now it's your surgiversary. So you've had a
Yep.
lot of cake in the house, I guess.
We actually haven't had any cake for any of these events. Oh, no cake. Cookies. We had some chocolate chip cookies in the house for these events.
All
Hey,
right.
chocolate chip cookies are
Update.
better than cake.
Better than cake, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Chocolate chip cookie over a cake.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
So what's the best thing as far as, I know you said you're not really happy like where you are weight wise, but what's the best thing that you can do now that you couldn't do then?
I would definitely say it's, having the energy to play with my kids and run around. I will get down on the floor now with my kids and roll around and lift them up in the air on my legs, and I'll chase them down the street at the park. I mean, we'll run, and I don't get winded. I would have to say the energy and the youthful feeling. I mean, I feel like I'm 25
Mm.
again, and I don't feel 25 if I hang out with 25-year-olds, but yeah, I have so much energy, and even if I only get 3 or 4 hours of sleep, or I am exhausted or something, or I work really hard all day, I still end up with all this energy, and I can clean the house and chase the kids and get everybody to bed, and I still have energy for myself at the end of the day. And I did not have that before.
That's
I
awesome.
I was
Yeah.
just exhausted all the time.
So how long did it take for you to heal from your VSG, and why did you choose VSG and not RNY?
I have to be honest, I originally wanted RNY.
Mm.
And my aunt had the RNY surgery, I think it was 10 years ago. And she had some really great success with it. And I wanted to have it out of it. My doctor said that there was a lot of malabsorption issues, and he really didn't recommend it, and he was only recommending VSG. So that's really the reason I did a lot of research, and I did see that there were some, people who struggled with malabsorption issues, but at the end, he guaranteed me that I would be able to get the same results if I worked hard. So I decided to just go with the VSG and not the bypass.
Awesome. Okay, well,
Yeah, there's
oh, go ahead.
a lot of people say that they go for RNY because you lose more weight with RNY than the sleeve. I don't think that's true. I think as the years pass by, they'll, and they have more years of research, they'll see that, if you really go for it and you really do what you got to do, I think it's pretty equal. There's so many VSGers out here that have did awesome. So I think it's just because there's so much research for the RNY and so little for the sleeve that they say that. You know what I mean? But
yeah. Well, and I think it probably depends on the person too, because we all know that our bodies react differently to different things.
Yeah.
And it's not something maybe you get to know beforehand. Like they say, oh, a person getting a sleeve shouldn't have any like acid reflux problems before, because it can make them worse. But I mean, I had a lot of acid reflux, and I never had acid reflux before. So I mean, it's just something I didn't know if it would happen or not to me.
yeah.
So
Okay, well, I'm going to read some YouTube comments really quickly. Miss Mary says, wow, I got a front row seat waiting for the show to start. Love you, ladies. Alicia says, hello, everyone. Tina Millis from Zoo Cutie Printables says, hello, gorgeous ladies. TCVSG, she says, hello, pretty losers. I finally remembered on the time instead of hours after I missed it. And Janice Bagby says, hi, ladies, and she feels the same way as you do, Lena, so she understands. My mom is here. Hi, Mom.
Hello, Mama.
Maintaining Michelle says, hi, pretty ladies. And Alicia says, I understand I haven't lost any year. That's big. My mom says, it's okay. It's all true. Love you, Trisha. So I'm not in trouble. Alicia says, I love you guys. Thank you, my cupcake. I don't know what letter, whatever that is. Penny R says, hello. Tiffany's Journey says, hello, my beautifuls. Hello. Rila WLS says, hey, girls, hey. Are newbies allowed to say that? Of course. Don Dominguez says, I'm late once again, but I'm here. I'm glad to see you here, Don. TCVSG says, tech problems. So she's going to watch us later, I guess. That's okay. As long as
Hello, all beautiful producers.
So does anybody else have any good questions for Cerise? Or?
So, Cerise, since you sing, my question is, has your voice changed with weight loss? And is it in a way that you're happy with or a way you're not happy with?
My voice didn't change that much, but my diaphragm did. So with weight loss, my diaphragm shrunk, and it's been harder for me to use, like, to have breath control and to hold my notes and stuff. So I've had to work twice as hard to be able to get that power I used to have behind my voice, because I really had a lot of power and control when I sang. And now I can still get it to sound the same, but I have to work much harder to get it to do that. Now my doctor assures me that with using my diaphragm and using exercises to strengthen it, it will get better. It has not gotten better so far. So I'm not quite sure if it's going to get better or not, or if it will just be a little harder to do that. It's kind of something I'll have to wait to see. But the tone of my voice hasn't changed. My stage presence has changed a lot. Because I really hated being looked at before. I didn't like people looking at me, which made it very hard to be a professional singer, because I didn't want anybody to ever see me. And I would hide in the corner of the stage with a microphone and just sing, like pretending I wasn't there. And now I actually dance around and I move and I'm up front and I'm willing to be seen. And that's a huge change for me. That's a huge change.
That's awesome.
Can we see some of those dance moves?
Huh?
Can we see some of your dance moves?
Right now in the car, it's not going to work very well, but
Our home slice, Anthony, he was on last week. He wants to know if your sleeve has stretched much in the last year.
It has. It has. Actually, I would say the last 3 months have been the biggest change. Just in the last, 2 or 3 months, I've been able to go from eating, like I could eat a beef jerky and a cheese stick, and that could be lunch. I wouldn't even need anything else until, like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and then I could have a snack. And I would then have like a half a Quest bar and a half of a Light and Fit Greek yogurt for snack. Now I can eat a whole Quest bar and a whole Light and Fit Greek yogurt, and then 2 hours later I'm hungry again. Wow. So I have certainly seen that my sleeve has stretched, and I can eat more, and now I have to be much more careful what I put in my body, because I'm easily right now getting 1,400 to 1,500 calories a day, and just 3 months ago I was struggling to get more than 900.
Wow.
Yeah, so you have to be careful. You do want to gain your weight, but you want to gain it in a healthy way.
In a healthy way, exactly. So, and I have added carbs, but not a lot of bad carbs. I am eating quinoa. I am eating some brown rice. I have never had a problem from day one. I have not had a problem eating anything. I've never had an intolerance to anything with my sleeve. So I have added more fruit and stuff like whole grain bread every once in a while. So I have had to add that stuff not to continue to lose weight. But I'm trying to stay away from, like chocolate chip cookies and things like that, because that is easy to fall into that, oh, well, I'm not, I need to gain weight, so why not just eat a hot fudge sundae? Well, because I worked my ass off, and I don't want to, eat a hot fudge sundae today and then tomorrow again, and then, keep doing that, and then get to that point where at one point my body goes, oh, guess what? We can gain weight again, because that's going to happen. This is not a forever thing for my body. It's just where I'm at right now in my journey. And I have to remember that and keep, focusing on healthy, because, there's a lot of skinny people out there who eat like crap and their bodies are not healthy. And that's not why I had surgery. I had surgery so I could be healthy and live healthy and extend my life in a healthy way. And I have to keep focusing on that, because it's easy to lose track of at the stage I'm at.
Very easy.
Yeah.
So do you
Do
exercise
you?
at all, or do you let your sleeve?
I'm going to be totally honest. Until I had my gallbladder taken out, I exercised 4 days a week. And then I had to take 6 weeks off from after having gallbladder surgery. And I have been back 2 times since the 6 weeks was up. So in the last month, I have only been to the gym twice. I've really kind of slacked off on that. Now, I am still very active. I take my kids to the park. I run around with them. I take walks with my family. So I am still very active, and I know that I'm getting out there and moving, but I haven't been in the gym working out, which has resulted in I was really excited because I felt like I didn't have that much saggy skin. But ever since I stopped going to the gym, the skin has been sagging more, and I have a lot of saggy skin again. So I know that that's a huge difference that the gym was making for me. So I'm working on getting back into the gym and doing that because I think it really does make a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lena,
So
I cut you off.
I have
What
a
was your question?
question. I'm sorry. Okay. No, you know how Lena had the RNY and I forgot your name. I can't say your name.
Cerise?
Cerise, there you go. And you had the sleeve, and Nirvana had the RNY. You know, like Anthony had asked about if the sleeve has stretched. You know, I haven't had my weight loss surgery yet, but does that what happens when it stretches, and does it happen also with the RNY? I mean, well, yeah, it happens, but like,
Nirvana's face is priceless.
uh, no, I
Oh,
mean
well,
like,
yeah.
with the sleeve, is there a particular revision that you can get with the sleeve if like an actual revision to make it not stretch? Does that make sense?
They have a surgery, a re-sleeve surgery, if it does stretch out too much or it wasn't made small enough
Yeah.
to begin with. They
Uh-huh.
have a re-sleeve where they can go in and cut out any excess that's there to
Okay.
make your sleeve small again. Um, but and then I'll let Nirvana maybe answer the question about the
Yeah, I know
RNY.
Nirvana. I brain
Before
fart.
that, before that, sleeve can also be made into RNY after that.
It can, yeah.
And a dual denal switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And every damn thing else.
Yeah,
Y'all
you can
know.
re-sleeve a sleeve. And have your taste buds changed at all since surgery?
Mine definitely have. Yeah, I mean, I always loved vegetables and stuff like that, but since surgery, I crave cilantro. I crave avocado. I have to eat at least like one fruit a day, or my body is really unhappy. I actually crave healthier foods than I did before. Um, and I noticed that when I do let myself eat some of the crappy foods for a little while, I crave those instead. And then I have to go back to, now, Cerise, this stuff is bad for you. And the only reason you're craving it is because you're letting it back into your life. And when I stop it again, I start craving the healthy stuff again. And I kind of get back on that kick. So I think a lot of that has to do, I mean, my personal opinion is that has to do um, with the process of going from liquids to purees and kind of cutting out carbs and sugars and stuff, and that your body naturally craves things that are better for it. So I certainly have found that to be the case for me.
Yeah.
So I guess potato chips are good for you then?
Huh?
So I
No,
guess
Lena.
potato chips are well, she's saying your body craves good for you, so maybe potato chip.
No
Maybe.
potato chips, Lena. Cut them down.
I was just asking, just trying to clarify things.
Now I do make my own like sweet potato fries, and then every once in a while I'll have sweet potato fries so that I can give myself something that feels like it's probably bad for me, but at least it's a healthier option.
That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an In-N-Out burger double, whatever they call it.
Exactly.
Hey, you could have an In-N-Out burger without the sauce, without the bun, protein. I think they call it,
The
Yeah.
put
protein,
it in the
whatever.
lettuce,
Yep.
in the lettuce and mustard instead of the delicious, yummy
The
sauce.
sauce is where it's at, man. Like
The sauce
that
is where it's at.
Well, that's why I'm saying without the yummy sauce.
Like I think I would almost hurt somebody for like a burger or a biscuit or I'm getting there. Like I'm really getting there. But
Do you know what my favorite snack is though of all time? Because I was always a chips and dip person. That was my go-to my whole life. Chips and dip were what I craved. Now it's the Parmesan cheese crisps, the aged Parmesan cheese crisps that you can make or you can buy in the store. I buy them because I prefer them. I know that that's not something everybody can do, but those dipped in spinach artichoke dip is the most delicious thing I've ever had, and I eat it every day.
Let's clarify.
like the one that we
Yeah.
reviewed.
I was gonna say, let's clarify that I was not the one that brought up cheese crisps
I gotta go. There's a tornado outside.
I didn't bring them up this week. Just saying.
Ooh, I'm ready. I'm waiting for you to bring up the kale chips, the Quest bar, whatever. Come on now, just bring it.
I got them here. Yeah. Nirvana, we interrupted you, and I'm very sorry for that. I was probably the one that
He's not
interrupted you,
sorry.
like always. Well, I'm not, but I gotta be nice.
Oh.
We interrupted you. You were gonna answer the question that Christina asked about pouch stretching.
Oh, that's hard for me to like say. I actually went back into my medical files. I got my medical files because I wanted to know exactly what happened to me with my first surgery, exactly what they did to me my second surgery, and I wanted to know what they did to me this surgery because there's a lot of stuff that they can do to you and you don't know about it that's actually written out in your medical files. And I was really uncomfortable not knowing exactly what was put. So having said that, he, according to my doctors, according to because they have to document everything, the pouch that they gave me was slightly larger than they give most people. And I actually called and
Renato, hi. Hi.
Called. I actually
I need to
asked
talk to Daddy for a second.
to talk
Where's he?
to my surgeon. Talk to somebody
Renato,
who
I'm
could-
almost done with this. I'm sorry. Wait, I'm gonna call, baby. I need you to stay there.
No, don't get there. No.
Don't get here?
You put it on mute for a while.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. Okay, what was it? I'm sorry, Nirvana.
That's okay.
You
No,
were saying that they gave you a bigger pouch than they usually give everybody else.
He made my pouch slightly bigger than I thought he was going to do. There are different sizes of pouches, and I guess it just depends on the surgeon's preference. Just like there's different sizes of sleeves, it just depends on the surgeon's preference. And reading over my information, I did get a slightly bigger pouch than I would have been comfortable with. I actually called and wanted to speak to my surgeon, and I have not been contacted back. I also called again and asked if I could speak to somebody in the office, a nurse, somebody who has my information. Like, I would like to just find out exactly why I got the bigger one. And then I had two strictures that had to be redone, and I want to know why I had two strictures. So having both of those,
No, they muted me, so.
having both of those strictures I wanted to know why they used a 20 instead of like a 10 or a 5 or a 15, why they needed to stretch it open to 20. And the second time around with my gallbladder being removed, why he felt he needed to open that back up to a 20 again. So I have a lot of unanswered questions that I feel helped me not lose as much weight as I wanted to. And I'm not blaming anybody and I'm not angry with them, but I do have questions
Well,
because
I'm angry for you if you're not angry.
well, I don't want to be angry because if I get angry, then that's going to lead me to eat. And so what I want to do is I want some information. And because I don't live in that area anymore, I'm having a hard time getting a hold of anybody who will actually sit down and talk to me. You know, I keep getting the, well, we'll talk to you later, or we can talk, you know, I'll get somebody to contact you back. And since I don't have an affiliation with that surgeon anymore and I have a different surgeon, it's also much harder for me to get them to sit down and talk with me because they're not getting paid from my insurance anymore. So I guess in a lot of ways I'm very frustrated. So yes, your pouch does stretch over time, okay? But it shouldn't have stretched as big as mine is because like I said, I went and got my information from this surgery and it is much bigger than I thought it would be. Looking over my barium swallow, I see, you know, how big it is with just some barium in it, and then to realize that that's not the full potential of what could fit in my pouch made me very upset. So, you know, my pouch in the picture it looks like this, okay? So it looks about that big, which is about a cup. So I was like, okay, well I can fit about a cup. That's cool, you know. No, my pouch can fit about 2.5 cups of food, which is very disturbing to me and makes me very angry. And again, I'm trying very hard to be like, okay, well there had to be a reason. There had to be a reason that it's not as small as I thought it would be. There had to be a specific reason why, you know, maybe my overeating and didn't realize it, you know, after my gallbladder was removed, maybe that did it. Maybe the fact that, you know, I'm a food addict, maybe that I would like to blame it on myself wholeheartedly and be like, it's just because I'm a fatty and I can't control myself. But looking over my records, I see that, you know, there are definitely some things that weren't explained to me at the time. And so this surgeon that I have now is very awesome because he kind of tells you everything. And, you know, he's like, if you do this, you're going to do this. If you eat now, I will slip my band. If I slip my band, get out and I will have nothing else done. So he's very straightforward. If you go over that half a cup, that's your fault. You know, I put it in there. I put it in there the way I told you I was going to put it in there. You're not allowed to eat anything else besides a half a cup of food. And if you do, your band is going to slip or your esophagus is going to dilate, and I'm not doing anything else for you. So that to me is better than what I was given with my other surgeon. You know, he didn't tell me that, you know, over time my pouch would stretch to 2.5 cups of food. He didn't tell me that over time I would have absolutely no restriction. I wouldn't, you know, I would rather someone be honest with me and be like, hey, if you go over, you know, 1 cup ever, you know, it's going to stretch to 2 cups or it'll stretch to 3 cups and you won't even realize by the time, you know, it's over. So answering your question, and I'm sorry that I got into that, but I thought that's something people would like to know, that, you know, you actually can have your medical records. You can go back and look and see what they did. They will tell you the exact dimensions in your surgery of what they've given you. So that's something I just, you know, I give you guys tangents, but like I wanted you guys to know that you can go look, Lena. You can see exactly what they gave you, how big you should have gotten. You know, they tell you the whole, you know, the sphincters and everything. Like they give you all the dimensions of exactly what they did because they have to do that for malpractice. So you can go back in there and you can even ask for your surgery for a copy of your surgery, because all of them are supposed to have a backup copy on a CD of what happened during your surgery for malpractice. So if you wanted to go back and look at that, and that's also something I've been requesting, and I'm getting kind of the brush off. So yes, you can stretch your pouch. Yes, it does over time, at least to a cup. Just be really diligent. You know, measure your food. I would hate for anybody to have to go through the stuff that me and Lena are going through. You know, be diligent, guys. Be as diligent as you possibly can, because, you know, it's much harder to get a revision with an RNY than it is a sleeve, and that's why I keep pushing for the sleeve when people ask me. I'm like, you can't re-RNY an RNY pouch. Like, that doesn't work that way, you know. Yeah. So that's what I can tell you guys, and I hope that helps, you know, somebody out there who's thinking about, you know, whether to get a sleeve or an RNY.
I'm glad you brought all of that up with the question, because I was talking to one of my friends this weekend, and I was telling him that, you know, maybe I will get a test done to see what's going on with my pouch, because it will make me feel more comfortable with the results, you know what I mean, if I mess this up, or, you know, it wasn't from the beginning. You know, it's just like you said, did I mess it up for being a daddy, or did they mess it up, or, you know, it's just something that's very helpful.
Well, the only way that I could get my revision done is because my first one was messed up with the strictures and the size. Because
yeah, no, I'm not talking about a revision, just like the barium swallow, like you said, to see what's going on with your pouch, to see if, you know, the whole got bigger, and that's why I don't have the full feeling. But, you know, the good thing is, I hope I wrote it down, because when I went in for my 2-week follow-up, I told the doctor, I don't feel restriction, I don't feel full. And his answer was, unfortunately, not everybody gets that. Well, if I would have knew that, maybe I wouldn't have got the surgery, because that's why I got the surgery. Feel full and restriction. Yeah. I brought it up again for my 6th week. I brought it again for my 6th month, and I brought it again for my 1 year. So I'm hoping they wrote that down. You know what I mean? And I would like to see where I'm at now and where I was in the beginning when it comes to my whole pouch thing. You know, because like I said, I never felt it. So it's not like I did something to not feel it anymore. So I just want to know the whole size thing, and, you know, what size the hole is and everything. So, like you said, it makes you feel more comfortable knowing if it was something that we did, or if it's something that was already done to us.
Yeah. You know, and another thing for me specifically is, I don't want people to think that I'm blaming, you know, my surgeons wholeheartedly. Like, I have eaten things I shouldn't have. I have eaten more than I should have, you know, so I take, you know, probably 75% of the blame of what happened to me, you know, but there is some things that I think I need answers for. I need to know why, and I think it will make me more comfortable in my journey knowing exactly why they chose that.
Mm-hmm. It helps that, like, obviously, how do I put it? By them not answering you, by them not taking the time to give you the information you want, it's, you know, to me, if that happened to me, I'm like, well, did they obviously not do it right? Now they're hiding from me, to tell me the truth, kind of, you know?
Why don't you just get your doctor to get the information? They can request your medical records from them, or
yeah,
talk to them, and that's probably the easiest route to go, and they will they'll give it to you that way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because if you get it for yourself, have your doctor. I would have thought your doctor had that information before they went back in.
I have all of my information. Like I said, I requested all of my information. I want to specifically talk.
Yeah.
I want to be like, okay, well, here's how big my pouch is. Here's where you dilated me on this day. Here's where you dilated me on that day. Why? Why did you choose this? I want somebody to actually answer me, which is something that is proving actually really hard. And they used my picture, and they used, like, you know, my success story on their website. So
I remember that.
I think the very least they can do is just, I'm not going to yell at anybody. I don't want to sue anybody. I just want some damn answers. I think I deserve that. Like, I just think that I deserve that. I think if you're going to use my name and you're going to use my story and you're going to tell people that you helped me get as far as I did, the least you could do is just talk to me. Like, that's all I'm asking for, is just, like, you know, 15 minutes of his time, you know, you know what I'm saying? I just want somebody to just give me the, you know, give me the skinny, no pun intended. Okay, maybe a little pun. But Cerise, another thing that I really was excited to talk to you about is just that, you know, you are so positive, and you're such a positive force in our, you know, our community. I rarely ever see a video, you know, of you where you're all negative on anything. And I think that's, like, super important. Ooh.
Oh, she dropped.
Aww.
Well, when she watched, yeah, there she is. I was gonna say, you know, you're super positive, and you're always sweet, and you're always smiling, and you're always like, you know, hey, you know, trying to give somebody else some support. You know, even when you had your gallbladder removed, you were like, you know, you were never like, boo-hoo me, let me go whine and cry on the, you know. I think that's really important for people to realize that, yes, there are going to be complications. Yes, life can get you down sometimes, but you just got to keep trucking. And
Exactly.
you're a perfect example of that.
Well, and the thing is that so many people think that the goal is the journey, that your goal is this, whether you're successful or not. And that is not the case, because even when you get to goal, you still have to try to be in maintenance, or you have to, you know, you have to try to, you know, eat right. Every day is the journey. Every day is, you know, wake up and make a choice and make a decision. And you all are perfect examples of how, even if you're not at your goal yet, you're still rocking it. You're still successful, because every day you're like, you know what? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep finding a way. And there are days when, you know, I wake up and I go, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to think about what I eat. I don't want to log my food. I don't care how many calories I eat. I don't want to think about it. I just want to go to Burger King and eat something, or, you know, because it's easier than having to, you know, think about everything, plan your meals, measure your food. But, you know, and on days when I decide I'm not going to do it, the next day is, okay, am I going to do that again today, or am I going to make better choices? And that is how you're successful, because we have to do this for the rest of our lives. This is, you know, you don't get to a point where you go, oh, now I can just eat whatever I want and nobody will care. My body will just keep doing what it's going to do. We have to kind of keep on forever, and to do that we have to, you know, make those good choices, and that is the epitome of success. And that's where success comes in, is getting back on the horse and you know, continuing on that journey, because the journey is really the most important part.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
That's exact. That is some important information right there. Like, what you just said was so important, and I think lots of people need to realize that and hear it and, like, let it absorb. That just because you had surgery, girl, just because you dropped, you know, 150 pounds does not mean it's gonna stay there. Like,
Exactly.
you have to be diligent. You have to work out. You have to you have to eat good things for you.
It's an everyday struggle.
Every single day. Because it will shoot right back up. I mean, right back up. It'll do it in a heartbeat. Like, you won't pay attention for like a week, and then you're like, oh snap, I'm 10 pounds up, I'm 20 pounds up. You got to do it. Like,
yeah. And you know what? I think it's important too to celebrate whatever success we've had, because, you know, even if you haven't gotten to a weight you're comfortable with yet, I mean, every one of, at least every one of you guys, there's so many people in the community that I think haven't reached that goal weight yet. They haven't gotten to that point where they can say, oh, I'm at goal, even if they're close and they're still struggling with getting there. That sometimes the goal becomes so intense that we forget how far we've really come and how much we've really accomplished and how strong we have been and how amazing we are as women, as human beings in this journey to have accomplished that and to keep going. And sometimes we forget to celebrate ourselves and how much we've done. And that's one of the reasons I'm so grateful for the community, is because usually when we forget, somebody else reminds us, somebody else knows it for us and holds us up. Because, you know, that, and I think that's why, you know, there's statistics that show that people who have had weight loss surgery, who are a part of the WLS community or a part of, you know, support groups and stuff like that, do so much better. It's because it's easy to go, you know what, I am never going to get to goal, and why am I even trying? And so many, you know, this community supports and upholds us when we need that boost so that we can keep going.
Yeah, we feed people to feed us, basically. You know,
everybody who loses weight, though, just like, you know, Trisha and Christina over here, like, losing anything, like, I'm so ridiculously proud of anybody who is trying to lose something.
Absolutely, because everybody's doing it in different ways.
It's hard. It sucks. Like, losing weight.
It does.
It's no bueno. So, like, you know, Christina over here is like, I'm only like a pound out. And I'm like, girl, you better dance. You better go outside.
Exactly.
And dance. Like, because that shit was
celebrate
hard.
it.
Yeah, get on it. And, like, Trisha, she's like, I'm like, girl, please. Like, I'll be doing a cartwheel if I could get my big old butt up. Like, I'd do it. Because
Absolutely.
that's the hardest part, is, like, you don't have surgery. Like, you're doing it on your own. You're figuring out how to do it by yourself. Like, that to me is 1,000 times harder than what anything.
Yeah. So. Well, and I'm sure, I mean, you can answer that, Trisha and Christina, I'm sure, watching other people who've had surgery and watching them drop weight like 3 or 4 or 5 pounds a week can sometimes maybe get discouraging too, to see that and go,
yes, very much.
Oh, you get to lose 5 pounds. And there are people who complain about it. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but I know I remember going, oh, I only lost 3 pounds this week. I feel like a failure. And
I
I'm
would
sure at one point you just want to slap somebody and be like, oh, shut up, you know?
That makes me think of Lena, honestly.
I know, right?
Because, like, I only lost like 3 pounds in like 2 weeks. I'm like,
hey, I say that because I lost more weight pre-op than post-op in faster time. Like, I was expecting to lose a lot more post-op since I did so good pre-op. That's why.
Yeah.
Smart po.
I don't know, but all I can think about are tacos right now. Seriously.
Oh, taquitos.
Seriously, like, Christine and I have been doing the liquid diet, and it's a motherfucker. Like, no other word. Motherfucker. So, but the good thing is, I lost 12 pounds. How much have you lost? Christina, did you weigh yet?
No, I'm not going to do it until June the 9th.
She's strong. I'm like, every day, I'm like,
Right after poop.
I'm on a mission.
And it's all poop for me. It's just 12 pounds of poop.
That's great. On June 9th, I'll let y'all know.
We got any questions or anything on YouTube there, Miss Trisha?
Alicia, that butt face, says, Trisha, give me the cheese crisps. Not going to do it.
Those are mine.
Nirvana, if you would remember, I remember this. Nirvana said,
I remember it too.
I'm not done. Next time you come over, I'll give you some of my cheese crisps. So you take that up with Nirvana over there. And Tina says, we are pretty close on surgery dates. Have you had your 1-year post-op blood panel? And if so, how are those levels?
I haven't. I had my stuff done about a month ago, and everything is fine. I haven't had any problems, although my doctor expected me not to need, because I'm on thyroid meds, I have hypothyroidism, and they expected my thyroid meds to get lowered over time of losing weight, and they never have. They've always been normal at the amount I'm at, and so they've never had to lower them. So that was surprising. But my vitamin levels are fine, and all of my cholesterol is good. I was diabetic when I had surgery, and so my A1C number is 4.6, I think. So all my blood work and stuff a month ago was fine, and I think they're going to take them again in 2 months.
That's awesome.
So
That brings up that by you saying you were diabetic, I would think that your doctor would have said, okay, you're diabetic, let's do RNY then. That's usually what they do.
yeah, but I think part of it was because it was Peru. He was a Peruvian doctor. And I have noticed that the trend in Peru is to do the sleeve. So I'm thinking that it really is more of a trend thing right now, that they're just more into the sleeve than the RNY. And I don't think that they are necessarily doing it on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah. To tell you the truth, this is the way I think. I don't know what you guys think, but they used to say that RNY cured diabetes. Diabetes, there's no cure, people. Like, every time I would read this, I was like, these are doctors writing this. There's no cure for diabetes. Your diabetes does not go away. You do not get cured. It just goes in, what do they call it?
Remission.
There you go. Thank you very much. And the reason why it goes into remission, something happens when they do the RNY and they, move you around or whatever. But it could come back up if you start eating sweets, start eating the carbs, yada, 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 yada.
So backwards with Nirvana. Nirvana's backwards now.
Yeah, I know. But with the sleeve, like, if you are diabetic, you're not going to be eating all those sweets anymore. You're not going to be eating all those carbs anymore. So your sugar levels are going to go down too. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's pretty to tell you the truth when they say that RNY if you're diabetic. I'm like, your sugar levels are going to go down with the sleeve too. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Because really they can, for most people, if they ate, who have diabetes, if they ate less carbs and less sugar, they would be able to manage those numbers better. And that's usually the case.
Mm.
So,
and they scare us after surgery, dumping and carbs are the devil and we shouldn't eat carbs and everything. So we, stop eating all of those. Excuse me. And of course, your sugar levels go down. So
yeah,
RNY, sleeve, lab band, all that, it's going to help.
Yeah.
Well,
Any more
think that's
questions?
All we have tonight. Does anybody else want to add anything? I don't know where Nirvana dropped to.
I have a question about Peru. And their hospitals and stuff. Where you had your surgery, how was the hospital? Like, what did it look like? Like, okay, I'm asking this because I went to one of my support groups and this one lady started bashing Mexico and this and that, and I had to like stop her on her tracks and be all like, bitch. I said, here where I had my surgery, I had a rinky-dinky regular hospital room, like any other hospital room here in Cali. And I've seen them rooms in Mexico looking like 5 hotel rooms, let me tell you. So how was it over there in Peru?
The hospital that I had my surgery in was built, they finished building it 6 months before I had surgery. And it was brand new with the highest technology. They just spent like $22 million building this hospital. It was gorgeous. The staff was amazing. I speak Spanish, so they didn't have any English speaking, like they didn't have translators, although my doctor spoke English. So we kind of spoke Spanglish together. But for the most part, the hospital was brand new. My room was huge, highest technology. It was better than the hospital I would have had here, because the hospital here near me is really old. It's like 35 years old. So, this had all of the new technology. So it was actually better than the hospitals near me where I live in Arizona.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I've seen I've seen hospital rooms from Mexico. I'm like, that doesn't even look like a hospital room. Like the beds don't even look like hospital beds. The background, it's like when we see here, if we see our background, you see the tubes and the wiring and
Yeah.
and the thing for the oxygen and thing for if you throw up and yada yada yada. And then you see the ones in Mexico, they're all like having a picture frame in the back and having, it's like. So I had to stop that lady on her tracks and be like, lady, look. That's why I was asking about how was it in Peru. Like I imagined it being the same, being
very
nicer.
high class. The interesting thing too, I will say, is that all of the nurses and the doctor, when they wheeled me into OR, I got to the operating room and the nurses and doctors all held hands and they prayed over me.
Aww.
And I thought that was really cool because they don't really do that in America, or if they do, you don't see it. But they all held hands and they said before every surgery we pray over all of our patients. And I remember saying to my doctor, you don't think I'm going to die? And he goes, none of my patients have ever died and you're not going to be the first. And I was like, okay.
Aww,
So
that's
I thought
awesome.
that was really neat. Yeah, it was really cool.
Wow.
Is there something you would like to say before we close the show about your surgery experience or anything like that that we haven't asked?
Not necessarily about my surgery, but I want to thank you all because I adore you. And I, watched the show. Lately, I haven't watched every episode, but for a very long time.
How dare you?
Cut,
take her off.
Kick her off. Kick her off.
But I just adore all of you, and I love the support and the humor, and you guys are so uplifting, and I really enjoy the show, and I love you all as people. So it's really cool to be able to watch you on Facebook and follow you and talk to you, and I hope that I don't plan on running away from the community. I've been pretty busy lately, but I hope that I get to know you all better through time and everything. And I appreciate being on the show tonight. It's a huge honor to be asked to be on the show and to do it celebrating, this kind of big milestone in my life, the 1 year surgiversary, and I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful. I just stand in lots of gratitude for all of you and for the show and for the community itself.
It's exciting.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So, and I'm sorry that I went in and my kids started screaming, so I came back to the car.
Okay.
Sometimes we could scare people off. I know I can.
Me too.
This dirty girl was good today though. I kept it clean. Because when you said what's your favorite thing that you could do now, and when you said get on the floor and roll around, I was like, oh yeah. Yeah. But then you said your kids and I was like, oh.
That's here as well. But I was keeping it clean for a TV.
No, girl. No, keeping it clean here. No, keeping it clean. We all like having fun. We like keeping it interesting in here.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up, and we just want to thank you again for coming. I really enjoyed it. Lena, stop being like this. You're beautiful. I'm gonna come over there and spank you in a bad way. I know you like it.
There's no spanking in a bad way on this.
I don't know if I could ever handle meeting Lena because I think I would just bite her and try to make out with her.
Hey, I don't got a problem with that.
We're changing the L in Pretty Losers, okay, guys?
Yep.
It's final. That's it.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for coming, and just if you don't watch our show anymore, we're gonna track you down and beat you up.
I will. I promise.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Bye.